Hello and welcome to the channel. After 24 years of military service, I was given a mandatory medical retirement, and I'm looking for something to fill the void after military service. I appreciate you joining me on this journey, and I look forward to us being able to look, listen, and learn together.
So I said that I was going to make a video on upcoming plans and goals and that kind of thing. So I figured I'd sit down today and do a quick one. I don't think this is going to be very long. So to start with, because of my medical conditions, I can't really be on a schedule. Like I can't guarantee, um, you know, 2 hours a day. I can't guarantee 5 times a week. Um, so these projects, they'll be done uh, as my health permits. um, all these are the I guess bigger projects. There's always little stuff to take care of, little things to clean up, straighten up, get rid of, that kind of thing. But I'm just talking about the bigger projects. So number one is that like the house in the yard. With the house in the yard, the big things that need to be done more. I want to say more recently, but that's not right. Sooner rather than later. That would be a fence. We need some place to contain these dogs because they get out and they chase squirrels. They think everybody's coming to see them. So if a car goes by, which doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, they're all just up beside the car and can't have that. So yeah, the fence around the yard. We also want a whole home standby generator. I won't actually be doing the work, but I have to prepare the area to accept the unit and also the fuel tank. So those are things that need to be done. About 2 years ago, I had my driveway uh, scraped and new gravel was put down and all that good stuff. However, after 2 years now, it's starting to get little ruts, and I do know that from past experience, you might go 5 years and the driveway's fine, but you get little ruts, and it doesn't take long for them to get really big. So, need to get those smoothed out and filled in, and so the plan is, and maybe not super soon, but hopefully within several months, I want to get a skid steer. I'm well trained, got a lot of experience on equipment like that. So if I get a skid steer, that would make a lot of these projects a lot easier. Um, the third thing is to go along with the fencing is I would like to get a one of the electric gates put in. It's not a really big job. I've watched a lot of videos on it, read a lot about it. It's not that hard. Uh, so want to get that done. Now going into larger projects, and these aren't anything that I need. These are wants. These are things that I've dreamed of for years. My first vehicle ever was a '69 Chevy truck pickup, C10. What I would like to get is a K10, K being the four-wheel drive. Get a K10 and transplant it uh, with a diesel motor, turbo diesel even, and like a 10-speed transmission. For the interior, I'd like to use the interior out of something late model, something much newer, and just make it really comfortable, but have that old nostalgic antique truck type look. Um, that's been a dream of mine. I've drawn so many pictures of it, and even though I don't really know how to use the computer, I actually did like a rendering on the computer, and doesn't look anything like a 69, but it had the paint scheme, and uh, the scale was fairly good on it. So that whole thing would be a 69 K10 pickup, uh, crew cab, turbo diesel, 10 speed, long bed, fifth wheel, with upgraded interior. So that's one dream. Uh, the other is a boat. Uh, don't know why. I've always liked riding motorcycles, and I think to myself, I wonder why I haven't even thought about like building a custom motorcycle, and I don't know why. I mean, I've given it a little bit of thought. I'd like to take a Goldwing and take it down to be like a cafe racer type motorcycle. Cafe racers are not my style, but I do like the idea of having like a 1600 that's light. That's pretty cool. But anyway, I haven't done any planning, or I haven't looked at motorcycles, nothing like that. So that's something I've thought of, but I've never done any planning on. The boat, however, I thought about the boat, and I've been stuck on it for months, probably a year now, actually. Um, right after I retired from the military is when I started thinking about it, and I've been researching and planning and all that kind of stuff ever since. The boat that I want to build will be final dimensions, 29 feet long, with a 8.5 foot beam. That way I can tow it. Have a cuddy cabin. Uh, I say center console, but it's kind of like the driver's area will be centered, and then there will be a passenger or a navigator's section off to the side. That will leave on one side, that'll leave a walkway to get up to the front, because over or on top of the cuddy cabin, I want a fishing platform. Not really a fishing platform. Let me change that. A fishing area. Have a seat with some rod holders, maybe a live well. Going back from the center console, from there back will be more of a cruising, lounging type area. You could fish back there or whatever, but it's mainly the big idea behind it is that's where the wife can be on the boat and read her book, or play with the dog or whatever. But that would be like I guess the family spot. Up in front, uh, that would be more for just fishing. The cuddy cabin would have a queen bed. It'll have a small kitchen, of course. Has to be small. A small kitchen, but also a full bath, even though, of course, it'll be small. So it'll have the toilet with a tank. I don't want to do composting, just because I doubt we ever will. But let's say we go out for a week. I don't want to have to come in every day to empty a composting toilet, or even every 2 or 3 days. If we go out for a week, I want to stay out for a week. So I want to do the Blackwater tank. It'll have uh, white or clean water. It'll have gray, so sink water. and it'll also have the black tank, black water tank for waste. Um, I don't remember off the top of my head the dimensions. I don't remember the gallons. I believe that the fresh I have at 100, so it may be 150 and 50. I think. Um, then 200 water. Sorry about that. Um, so that'll be 200 gallons of water, ability of water on board. Although I hope that the gray and black water tanks are never that full. So then it will also have power, small solar, with a one of the solar banks. I've been seeing a bunch of them, and they seem to be just absolutely killer nowadays. Um, but also be able to, if we're docked somewhere, if we're ported, then you just go up to the dock and plug in. Uh, be able to get power that way also. Oh, the cuddy cabin will have heat and AC in case if they're needed. What else? I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing, but I can't think of anything right now. Um, I want to be powered. I can't remember what I decided on. I was I was leaning towards three 250s, or no, three 250s or two 350s. I think I went with the two 350s due to weight. I think that's correct. I'm not positive. Uh, and of course, all the bells and whistles as far as navigation and radar and that kind of thing. And last but not least, I want to have a custom canopy for um, for the area around the console. Um, it will be just enough to cover up the console, the driving area, but I want it to be able to extend and go over the sitting, lounging area. I haven't decided whether I want that motorized or if I want it to be manual. Um, the main reason that I haven't decided is for the weight. If it's motorized, it'll be easier to use, but that's more weight. If it's manual, it could get jammed up in there when you're pulling it out, or all of a sudden it downpours. It'll take longer to pull it out, that kind of thing. Um, so I'm still weighing that out and trying to figure it out, but I'd really like to have that. And then there's going to be the trailer for the boat, which is that would be completely custom. The way I have it planned, it's going to be kind of like a futuristic looking. To me, it looks futuristic. It'll have sort of like ground effects on it. It'll have fairings on it. It'll be pretty much encapsulated around the boat. Um, and my main reason for that is for aerodynamics. I see boat trailers now with all these uh, flat, um, flat bars and C channels that are flat and that kind of thing. And it just, in my mind, that works out to taking away from the fuel economy, or the power that it takes to pull against the wind like that. So I want everything to be angles so that the air just kind of gets pushed off of it and it'll just cut through the wind like it wasn't even there. The trailer, it's going to be at least dual axle. Depending on what the weight comes out to, it may end up having to be triple axle. but I would rather overbuild the trailer just like the boat. Rather overbuild and not need it than to underbuild and it just fall apart on me. Oh, and that's another thing. The plan that I have, the way I've set it up, uh, researched this a lot. Is going to be the hull is going to be uh, fiberglass encapsulated foam. Uh, the marine foam. I'm not sure. I forget what it's called, but it has little holes in it so that fiberglass or resin, whatever you're using, can get down in between. Not the whole thing, of course, but where those holes are. That way, it's more sturdy, more hefty. But it's still lighter than fiberglass or aluminum or anything. Um, and I would like to go with eight, 4 layers of fiberglass on each side. So, so those are the plans. That's the way I'm leaning, or what I'm leaning towards. So, yeah, that's what you can look forward to. Hopefully, I can get started on those soon. Like I say, a lot of it depends on my health. If uh, if I'm not feeling well, there's no way I can do it. And I'm going to take you along on the ride. You know, I've been doing a lot of research and been doing a lot of planning, and I've never done videos on that part, which has kind of set me, not really set me behind, but it has as far as my goal of documenting everything. There may be people out there that want to know how to research what foam to use on a boat, or how much metal to plan for on the trailer, or anything like that. So I'm going to start including you guys in that. That way, you'll know from this point on what I'm doing, where my information's coming from, and all that. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. If you'd like, you can subscribe to, and you that way you won't miss the videos that are upcoming. Um, like the video. It lets me know that you are following along, and evidently it helps with the algorithm or whatever, something. And other than that, hey, y'all stay safe, and love you guys, and talk to you later.